Everyone, checking back in on the space here. Wild day today. A lot of fear is out there. I just want to do some talking before I get into the charts. Just as just my thoughts, really, what's going on, because I am dealing with a lot of people that are not used to trading stocks in different spaces and groups, and there's a lot of fear and not really understanding what's going on. And a lot of people associate price with fundamentals, where now they're questioning the long term of things. They're questioning the underlying fundamentals that got them into the space in the first place. And the price action does not reflect the fundamentals. Not much at all has changed in the past 2 months, besides some ICOs and some things like that, maybe the flash crash. But other than that, in terms of the fundamentals in the long term, not much has changed. What is going on, in my opinion, in this space is the big banks and Wall Street is all over this space, and they are making a killing in both directions. So they ran it up and made hundreds of percent to the upside. I keep saying that this is the easiest trading environment that I've ever experienced, and that is because, number one, I've been preparing for this by trading stocks and using technical analysis for 7 years. So I feel like the whole past 7 years of my life was ready for this moment. And you have Wall Street and big banks who know this game. They know it very well. And what is happening is they made a lot of money to the upside. It's a game of musical chairs. You have everybody wanting to get in. You have it reaching mainstream. You have it on CNBC. You have it on the Wall Street Journal, and it's now mainstream. So at some point, the money that is flowing in starts to become a trickle, and it slows way down. And then the musical chairs game stops. The music stops, and everybody rushes to the exit at once. And on top of that, you have shorts attacking this space. And the shorts are making a killing on the way down, just like they made a killing on the way up. They're the same people. So they're making money in both directions. They play this game all the time. I see this all the time in the stock market. And what they do, if you've been following these videos every time I put them out for the past few months, I've mentioned a couple times that, number one, we're overextended. This move is unsustainable. A pullback is coming, and we're going to see prolonged consolidation. And number two, I've mentioned a couple times where we're going to start seeing bearish articles. So you're seeing things like, the founder of Ethereum is dead. And you're seeing things like the Wall Street Journal posting on a huge article, cryptocurrencies crash. And you got to love that these articles, they talk about the percentage drop from the top. So Ethereum is down 40% from the top. And they don't mention that we just ran 800% in 2 months, and this is absolutely normal, healthy consolidation. There was no way we could stay up 800% without a significant pullback, because the sharks and the shorts are circling this space, and they know that it is a bunch of inexperienced traders, and they know they can capitalize on their emotions. That's what's going on in this space. The bottom is in for now, in my opinion. And I just want to show you guys some things. I'm not trying to tout my ego here, and we absolutely nailed the bottom in the chat room. And I want to show you guys this because it's my point that technical analysis and charts should be utilized to further your life with financial independence. If I were a salesman here, obviously we have a company, TheChartGuys, and we have some products with our courses, and I am going to put another 20% off the course because I'm pumped about nailing this bottom, and I want everybody to learn technical analysis. Anybody that is skeptical of charts and technical analysis has not put in the hours to learn them. I have never met somebody who has put in a couple hundred hours into technical analysis and decided not to use it. Those people don't exist. And that's because once someone puts in the time and effort, they realize the benefit of this. So I'm not special. If I were a good salesman, I'd say, I'm really good at what I do. Come into my chat room. I'll tell you what to do. You can't do it without me. That's not my angle. My angle is, I want to teach you technical analysis so you can gain financial independence in your life, and anybody can do this if they put in the hours to do it. So it's that old saying, you put in 10,000 hours into anything and you can become a master. I've definitely put over 10,000 hours into this, and it has benefited me where I've not had to worry about income or a job since college because of utilizing charts. Do they always work? No, but they give me the advantage. They give us the odds in our favor. So the course, the code for 20% off, again, we did it a while ago, 20% off, and got a lot of good feedback. Again, I designed the course for stocks, but over 95%, and I'm sure it's even 100%, but I'm just saying over 95% to give myself a little wiggle room is applicable to the cryptocurrency space. And again, don't limit yourself to the cryptocurrency space. There's going to become a time when things dry up and the trading opportunity is not here for the short term. Move somewhere else. Move to the MJ sector. Move to the tech sector. And that is what we're doing, where a lot of people came in during the Canadian MJ tech boom, or the MJ boom, and Then things cooled off for 6 months, and there was very little trading opportunity for 6 months. And they studied and they prepared and they were ready to nail this cryptocurrency move with months of preparation as they were practicing and utilizing this information and education while in their downtime. So here's the move that we were nailing, and let's go over this trade, and then I'll go over the individual charts like usual. Thanks for bearing with me here. Sorry I went on a little rant, but we had Ethereum dumping, obviously dumping with lower highs and lower lows. Everybody's panicking. I've been talking people off ledges all day, and we're looking for a bounce. So the first thing that I'm looking at is RSI, and we know the RSI is not anywhere near what it used to be on the way up. But I was looking at the 4-hour chart, and in the last video I pointed this out as well, where the last time we bounced on the 4-hour chart, the 4-hour RSI was the lowest it had been in 2017. Well, here we are again, lower, the lowest it had been in 2017. We had a lot of volume. Volume climaxes often signal the top of an uptrend or the bottom of a downtrend, and we had a support level to be looking at. So I looked on the hourly time frame and I say, okay, we're breaking all kinds of support. 250 was a triple bottom. As soon as we broke 250, we say, uh-oh, we've got another leg to the downside coming. Where is the next support? So I'm zooming back on the hourly time frame, and I'm saying, where can I find support here? I know $200 psychological is a key level of support to be keeping an eye on, but I'm looking back at this previous price action. Look right here, back on June 1st. Look at these lows, 206.02, 206.30. So that's a support level that I can pick out. That's the next support level that I see after breaking 250. And why that stands out to me is the long lower wicks and the solid volume there showing bulls buying the dip and then continuing the uptrend. So heading into this dump, I said 206 is the next support. That's our target. Let's see if we can get a bounce off of that level. And here's it going down in the chat room. 2:40 p.m. Eastern, ETH 206 support. I'm very comfortable ETH 200 to 210 if willing to hold for a day or two. ETH support hit. Let's see if the shorts cover and in and ready to go. And other people were getting in 209, 207. And we were ready for that bottom. And we were comfortable with that bottom because of supports and because of oversold conditions on the 4-hour RSI being the most oversold it had been. So now we have our bounce developing and it's going really well. The volume is very, very telling here. And the volume on this move, let's look at this image. The volume on this move over 5 hours on the last bounce attempt that was a failure and led to lower lows had 123,000 ETH volume. This 4-hour move has over twice as much volume. That shows us bulls are loading up and shorts are covering. So I am confident that we're heading back to 280 sometime in the next 36 hours. And I had an initial target at 250. People asked me once we got in and we were ready to go, you know, what is our short-term target? I said 250. We got there way quicker than I anticipated we would. And we are looking for, I want to see higher lows. So here on the hourly time frame, I want to see higher lows established, support built. I want to see RSI levels cool off on the shorter term, and then I want to see higher highs. I'm looking at an hourly downtrend. Right now, that's going to line up about the 270s. I'm looking at a lower high here, resistance at 268 is a key level, and of course, the high we've seen on this bounce so far, 254.50. So 254.50, 268, this downtrend resistance, and then up here to 293. And I am anticipating that this chart is going to change the trend because of the volume behind this move. I'm looking for higher lows and higher highs to begin forming on this hourly time frame. We've been seeing lower highs and lower lows since the dump initiated from back in the 330s. Lower highs and lower lows. We never formed a higher low. It's all been lower lows. And now I am looking, because of the volume, I am looking for higher lows and higher highs. And I'm looking for this 4-hour chart to see follow through. Look at the volume on that 4-hour candlestick. Volume climaxes often signal the bottom of a downtrend. Look at this last volume climax back on June 15th. That was the bottom, and then we saw a move to the upside, and we went from 253 up to 380. I do not anticipate that significant a move to the upside. I think I'm being fairly conservative with my 280 target. Maybe we hit 300. I am looking for 280 personally. Volume climax here. This candlestick has an hour left, over an hour left. 25% of the time in the candlestick still left, and we have already passed a very high volume candlestick previously, and it's a big solid bullish reversal candlestick. We need to confirm this. We need another green 4-hour candlestick after this one, and we need to see a change in the lower high and lower low trend. So we're seeing a lot of this correlation across the space. Bitcoin, very similar. Look at the volume on the bounce. I didn't do the math here, but low volume compared to the huge volume on this bounce attempt. Resistance on Bitcoin is 24.15. Then I'm looking at, we can draw a downtrend resistance line here. I don't put as much weight into the downtrend resistance lines as I would to the previous price levels. Those are more important to me. So I'm looking at resistance of 2,500 essentially, and then 2,530 up here as well. And same thing, the volume has me confident that we can see some higher lows and higher highs form here. The 4-hour RSI did not get as oversold on Bitcoin. We hit right on 30 rather than getting down right around 20 for Ethereum. And we also have a higher low here. We have this low from 2050 back on the dump back mid-June. So you look at Ethereum back mid-June, and obviously disregarding the flash crash, we have a lower low. So there is a difference there where the support is a higher low for Bitcoin. And same thing, again, even if we do see another lower high and we don't change this 4-hour trend, we could still see a move up to 2,500 and then just get rejected. So it is going to be a bit tricky in terms of confidence holding. As you know, I'm a short-term trader. Holding long is fairly difficult for me, and it's going to be really hard to judge how much I want to hold here. I know I have my target of 280, but really determining when to take profit, which is obviously a nice problem to have after getting in so low, but wanting to obviously maximize capital here. So we'll look at Litecoin, and then I want to look at the daily timeframes for all of these names. Litecoin is similar, a little bit different. It's the most different. ETH and BTC are correlated the most. We had a nice break of this level here of 38.79. We just broke that level to hit higher highs. We have our volume climax with our bullish reversal doji on the hourly being confirmed and seeing follow through. Same thing. We need higher lows and higher highs. If I'm a longer term bull looking to hold a couple days, which I am, maybe just 36 hours, maybe just 24 hours. It depends on how it goes. I'm really playing it on the fly. I have my game plan established, but I'm obviously using current information that comes in. And we need to see, if I'm wanting a longer term move to play out, I want to see some consolidation. I want to see a clear higher low with a long lower wick and then continuation with a higher high. We've got our bullish MACD crosses on the hourly time frame following through. Let's see the 4-hour chart here for LTC to compare it. Bullish reversal candlestick, volume climax underway, coming off of oversold. So on this move, resistance from here, we could see a move up to $40 psychological resistance. We've got 42 as the high of the last bounce attempt. And again, solid volume. Bulls are looking good for this to be more than just a short-term move, more than just a short-term bounce that we've seen. I would be surprised if this bounce ended up being very similar to the last bounce we saw, where we just puttered out after a few hours to the upside and hit lower lows. The volume was declining. That showed bulls tiring, and the bulls want to see solid volume continue here. Obviously, we have more volume, but we want to see that volume maintain with strength. And on the shorter term timeframes, if you're looking in, you want to see declining bear volume on the pullbacks and solid bull volume on the moves to the upside. And you have to factor in the shape of the candlestick. So you look here and you say, uh-oh, that's a big red volume candlestick. But look at that big upper wick. Some of that was bulls pushing to higher highs, getting up into the 250s before we started pulling back. So some of that is definitely bull volume, but we want to see higher lows maintained. I would be certainly concerned if ETH were to pull back and break 230. I must see 230 hold throughout the night, and that's that level right here. It acted as a resistance on the initial bounce attempt. We got up to 231, and it then back tested and acted as support at 230. So that is an important level for me to maintain as support on Ethereum going forward and looking for continuation. So let's see how it all goes. I'm excited. And daily charts. Okay, so Bitcoin, daily chart, long lower wick. So I pointed out that potential bearish reversal head and shoulders pattern in a recent video. That still stands. We'll see how this long lower wick goes. These charts roll over, I believe, in an hour or two to the next day. So this is attempting to be a bullish reversal hammer. And again, last time we saw a big lower wick, we had nice multiple days of upside. We don't have nearly as much volume on this one, but we are maintaining higher lows, keeping those bulls in control. It would be breaking this support level of 2050. That is a big red flag for the bulls in the short to mid term. But long lower wick, let's see what kind of follow through we get the following day. Should say ETH. Big long lower wick, potential volume climax. Last time we saw a volume climax here, multiple days of upside with our bullish reversal doji, looking for this bullish reversal hammer and wanting to see, can we get a green day tomorrow? Can we get follow through? That's what I'm looking for, and that is what I am placing my bet on with my trade, looking to play it longer term. Normally, I would have absolutely been out by now with the kind of gain seen in such a quick amount of time, but it is the longer term time frames and the volume that is having me stay in a bit longer here. And again, it's really easy where the only thing I'm risking is profit right now, so definitely riding easy in that situation. So I appreciate you all watching. Again, we got the course, 5.5 hours. Technical analysis, it's pretty basic for beginners. We do have even more basic videos for free on our YouTube channel as sort of a primer. Can get you ready for it, test it out, see if you like our teaching style. And again, the code is crypto, CRYPTO, for 20% off. And I hope you check it out, and I hope you get the motivation to welcome technical analysis into your life. Again, I'm not special. Any of you can do this. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.